Hi guys! So this is another episode of Teen Trapeze. However, it's on a Friday night. I have to share with you, I wish I could have recorded the whole conversation that I just had on the phone with a client. His name's Ronnie. We met at the Veg Fest I did last October, and oh my gosh, he called me, I want to say about a month later in November, and we're just on the phone, and he's just thanking me with all the advice and everything I gave him on how to alleviate his back pain. And I never think that I make a difference. I always think in my head, yes, I make a difference for that moment. They come back to class, they attend a workshop, or they reach out to me, awesome. But, just within that couple minutes of helping someone with their pain and allowing them to have an experience, they now have a better way how to work with their back pain, whether it's hanging from the bar, stretch line, whatever information I give them about either rolling out with a foam roller, whatever it is, different methods. And that's just going forward kind of thing. But this gentleman, Ronnie, called me in November, and he was just ranting and raving. He's like, I have to tell you, everything that you told me to do was so much better than what I've already been doing. My back pain has really alleviated. I don't really feel it as much. I'm so grateful. So that, oh my God, after coming back and working with the veterans and then getting that phone call on the way back, I'm like, oh my God, this is life. This is everything. And I told him, I said, anytime, feel free to contact me, call, text, whichever, email. And he has all my information. And I just got a phone call today. Oh my God. Every time I think about what I did in one day, it's all such a blur because I don't measure today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's just another day. It's another opportunity to keep going, keep moving. But I got home and he calls me and I just answered the phone. I'm so bad when it comes to numbers. I'm like, hello, whatever. And we're just chatting, and he's like, there's a lot of people in my life now that are embracing small business, but embracing this entrepreneur lifestyle. And they're having faith, not only in themselves, but faith in the universe that things are going to unfold the way that they should unfold for them. Coming back to my speech methods, I have to slow my pace. But I'm so passionate. I just want to release everything inside of me that I'm going to say to you guys. But number one, thank you for watching. But Ronnie also watches these videos, and he's like, what did you do? What was the research? Tell me how, what happened. And I go into this long story of my journey, my back pain, the surgery, and the injection, and this surgeon, and that, and I was depressed, and my whole story that's already up, you guys already heard. And he's like, okay, but the research you did behind it. And I'm like, it felt good. It made sense to me. It made sense to pursue this. It felt bad sitting in New York, in my chair, day after day, filling out emails, getting talked down to, cyberbullied. It just wasn't good. And it felt good to be upside down. It felt good to get my friends upside down. It felt good to travel, to face a fear of traveling on my own to Barcelona. And it just made sense to do. So I guess that was my research, but not really. I guess my research was buying my plane ticket and having faith into myself that I'd be able to do it. But he's like, but how? And I'm like, look, Ron, I know you want full details of how I did it, this equation, this was how I did it. There is no specific equation how to do this, guys. There is absolutely not. No equation. You just have to go for it. You have to have faith in yourself. And that was my one answer to him. He was like, but how? And I was like, this is what you need to hear. Faith. And it is, for saying it from my end, felt so good. But hearing it on the receiving end, I know it's I want more. Tell me the equation, I'll abide by the equation, and that's what I'll do. There is no equation, guys. Faith is what it is. You have to have faith in yourself, faith in the universe, that it is going to unfold the way it is supposed to unfold for you. And that's the tricky part. How does one continue the faith, especially when the sense of it's freaking hard? It is so challenging. And I tell them, I cry almost every day because I have no idea what I'm doing. I have a business plan, and I'll tell you what happens to my business plan all the time. My business plan gets scratched out and rewritten probably every 3 days because of new opportunities, because of closing doors. It's literally just a never-ending cycle, but you just have to put the action into it. And that's where the faith comes in. Okay, so this feels good. I'm going to do trapeze. I'm going to go get certified. I'm going to abide by it. I'm going to go do demos all over the place. I don't know how I'm going to do demos. I don't know the finances, what's going to come into that, if I'm going to break even, if I don't even really pay attention to the finances part of it. It's just more so it feels good for me to get people upside down. So that's what I'm doing. You know, and I wish I could have gave a better, hey, it's E equals MC squared. There you go. It's really not. You have to put the work in. If you want something so much and it lights you up and it feels good, that's what you have to follow. And going off to what's basically been going on this whole week for me, I've been around a lot of friends, a lot of people that they're lighting up, talking to me about what lights them up, right? So my one friend, he's amazing about cars. He's always been into cars. And I'm like, yo, you have to make a channel. Like, make a YouTube channel. Because I'm telling you guys, when he talks about cars, I get excited. And I know nothing about cars. Everything I know about cars is because of him. But like, I don't know, V17, V18, Honda engines, Camaro stuff, like whatever. I have no knowledge of cars. I mean, my dad has cars, but I myself have absolutely no knowledge of cars. I know what a piston is because he has it like tattooed on his arm. Like, that's all I know. Like, I have no knowledge of cars and I couldn't care less. But when I see him light up discussing cars or like revving the engine or getting his new car or, you know, it's so nice to see people you care about light up. And I guess because I care about him, it just means more to me that, oh my God, this is his environment. This is what he loves. He talked about like doing a t-shirt line a while ago with this great idea he has. I'm like, you have to do this YouTube channel. Make a YouTube channel. He has a GoPro. Like, he has everything he already needs to do it. He just has to do it. That's the thing. It's the action. And I was like, you have to do it, whether it's, you know, you getting in other people's cars and letting them know, like, this is how much you can really push your car, because he enjoys, like, pushing the car to its maximum potential. Not to the point where it breaks down and, like, flips over and stuff, but just in the sense of what they were made to do. And he talks about how the driver, the owner of the car is in the passenger seat as he's driving, and their reaction to, like, ah, you know, screaming and stuff, but it's what he knows. It's just so natural to him. Like with trapeze, it's just so natural to me because I endured this injury and I mended and physically, mentally, emotionally through this process. But in a sense of, you have all these resources and you can just put it together, but you have to act on it. And I said to Ron, I said, you absolutely cannot get in your head about, oh, but I don't know what I'm gonna say and I have to write it down and make a script. And no. Every time I try to make a video, I try to make a script. Like, I'll either put it on the side of my teacup or I'll hang a paper from my tripod and I try to go in a flow. I'm like, oh, I'll talk about this, this, and this. No, absolutely not. Organic. Like, whatever comes to you as you're talking, as you're discussing it, that's what you want to say. There's been a few videos where I did do like a little script hanging from the tripod and I'm like, because I'm blind, like I have to wear my glasses or my contacts, and I'm like looking at the camera like awkwardly, and I'm like, what do I have to talk about next? And then I'm like in my head thinking about it, processing. It just wastes time. Go organically. If you're starting a process of something, guys, just record it. And my biggest recommendation is when you're recording something on your phone, turn it horizontally so you get a full screen. So when you upload it to YouTube, there's no free space, no black space. But guys, we all have something wonderful and amazing inside of us that lights us up, something we're passionate about. You guys have to share it with other people. That's why we're here. We're here to make the world, the community, a better place. And don't think about 1,000 people gonna watch your videos, one person's gonna watch your videos. It does not matter. Just create it, document it, because at some point, someone's gonna come across your video and know, like, oh my God, I started there too. I wanted to know the equation. I want to start something, but I don't know how. How does not matter. Don't worry about it. You have the resources, just like my friend. He has the GoPro, he has everything he needs. It's literally charging the GoPro, which is already charged, which is always charged when he's ready to go with his car stuff. But just placing it in the car so it stays up and getting someone in the car and making it happen. And he does this literally like every day. He's always in his car. It's all about cars and mechanics, and he's just so amazing with the stuff that he does. But I'm like, it's just a matter of him acting on it, right? So don't get in your head thinking, oh, I'm not good enough for this. Well, how many people are gonna watch it? It absolutely does not matter. I don't care if no one else watches this. It feels good to share. Again, so going back to what I was saying, it didn't feel good to stay in New York. It felt good to do this. So I'm just abiding by what works with me, what makes me feel good, what makes me feel comfortable. Not necessarily comfortable, but in the sense of, I'm supposed to be here. Because I never know what I'm exactly going to talk about. But so same thing. I have a few other friends that I was like, guys, you need to make a podcast. Your voice is amazing. Like, you have to pursue that. Or make a YouTube channel. I forgot who it was the other day that I told them, make a YouTube channel. No, last week when I was in Hudson Community College, there was a young kid, he was just graduating for communications. And I said to him, I said, initially, like, what's your goal? What do you want to do? And he's like, potentially broadcasting, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you could do this. He's going to go to Montclair, continue to finish his bachelor's degree. I said, you need to make a channel. Document the process. Releasing out of, well, graduating, not releasing, but setting free from a community college and going on to a university. Document that. That's a big freaking deal. It's overwhelming for other high schoolers. I know when I was in high school, I'm like, oh my God, I have to go to college. Like, this is a thing. This is for me. I don't know if it makes sense. And sometimes college doesn't make sense, and that's okay. But again, you want to document the journey because you can inspire other people. You know, you create that following, like my friend with cars. He'll be able to make his videos, whatever, and he appeals to the car industry, the people that have similar interests as him and his friends do. And then he can go ahead and make shirts and sell shirts and create a following that way. But you never know what's going to unfold. The thing is, you have to take the action to do this and just have faith in yourself that it's going to work out and that's going to be something that makes you feel good. I'm not saying go out, quit your full-time job, get a camera, or just set up your phone device so it's like leaning against something in your kitchen so you can sit here and have tea and trapeze like me. But I'm saying just do something. Whatever your hobby is, whatever sparks you up, it's dancing, it's photography, whatever it is that makes you feel good, guys, share it with the world. Because you allow yourself to share it with others, other people are going to come in and be like, oh my God, I love you. I love your personality. I love the way you talk. Something about you, like, I want to get to know you. I want to work together so our greatness combined can create something even more marvelous. Like, that's what life is about. And that's what relationships are about as well, is you magnify the quality of life together. And I wish I could like broadcast that in the world on like every radio station, but a relationship, it's like a ship of relations, as Tony Robbins would say. But the goal is to magnify the quality of life. You come across someone and you know their energy isn't right, they're not for you. But when there's people that feel good and you like being around them, allow it to happen. Like, it feels good, it feels good. Stay with them. Your quality of life is going to increase. The experiences that you're going to have are going to increase as well. But you have to put the action of honoring yourself and what you feel and what's going on. And when you don't feel good, and oh my God, this is coming up. So when you don't feel good about something, let that shit go. Because you're going to sit there and you're going to dwell on it. And you're going to dwell and you're going to dwell and I'm hurt. This hurts. Why did this happen? Why me? I'm a good person. Man. Don't freaking dwell on it, because those negative feelings are just going to bring you even lower, and it's going to prolong that dwelling negativity instead of increasing your quality of life and positivity and connecting with other people. You see that? You see the polarities? Like, where do you want to be? You want to be up here, you want to be down here. I know for myself, it feels good to feel good. It does not feel good to feel bad and feel low and be in my head. I just don't like it. And I can't say I've ever met anyone that says, I like being depressed. I like being down. Like, if you do, talk to me, man, because like we're gonna change that around. I'll change your perspective. Literally, we've got trapeze set up. Like, let's change that. So going back to things that don't feel good, right? Dwelling, being in your head. I'm spitting this out, guys, and I really don't want to. I'm like holding this in. I've been holding this in for so long. But here we go. Whatever. I was talking to somebody and it was amazing. It was so wonderful, and I'm always like, I try to be honest, whatever, and it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out, and it was like God came down, or a thunderbolt came down and struck me. I was like, oh, this does not feel good. This does not feel good at all, and it was hurting so much. Oh, it was hurting, guys. It was so painful to go through, but it feels good to talk about it and like really release it. Because no one's here to give me feedback. Like, I can just talk about it and let it go. But it hurt so much, to the sense of, it's like, bloody hell, I don't want to potentially get involved with anyone, especially to potentially distract me from my business. And that's what happened. And that really got me to get here in my head. And I wasn't up here. I love being here. Oh my God, I love it. It's like a high. It is addicting to be here. this is not good. It's not good to be down here. But from the heartbreak, whatever, I allowed myself to stay there and just kind of dwell on it, like, why? Oh, bloody hell, why is this going on? But I had to pick myself up and say, Renee, what did you have to learn? Like, okay, I'm a better quality girlfriend. I was able to voice how I was feeling and really communicate with him and like, you know, this is something I thought was gonna happen, or this is how I'm feeling, or I just, whatever. I honored myself, and I'm really grateful that I saw growth in myself compared to other relationships where I would be like, okay, what do you want to do? And I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna go to the gym, or no, I don't have time. So it was really nice in that sense that I've got to witness my growth, how I evolve, and it was really cool. It was really cool in the sense of like, oh, I have my own business and you have your own business and we could potentially do something, and you know, like just like networking. And I've always recommend other businesses to work with other businesses, but it was nice because I was a bit more hungry. I'm like, oh my god, like take this idea. What about that? Like I'm always very like helpful. I love connecting people with other things. So I'm like, do this, do that. Here's another idea. Blah blah blah. And he said to me one day, he's like, why don't you do that? And I was like, wow, that's a really good idea because I just love helping people. I love allowing other people to flourish. But again, I did not like feeling down here. So it was a sense of, okay, Renee, what did you learn? What else did you need to take away from that experience that you can press forward? Even the connection with people, like really creating boundaries in a sense of like, you're attractive as hell and you're beautiful, but it's not happening because I need to focus on my business. And when my business is where I want it to be, maybe we can get back together. But that's the boundary that I'm setting. But yeah, so if you guys are pursuing something that feels really good, other people are gonna come to you. Like just come out of nowhere and be like, oh my god, I love your story, I love you, I wanna know more about you, you're attractive, whatever the case may be. Say no. Say no to everything. And if you meet someone, oh my god, oh my god, this, if you guys can take away anything, take this away. When you meet someone and that eye contact comes and you like, it feels familiar, it feels right, run in the other direction. Do not stay there, guys. Do not run away to the other direction because it is just not. When you think it's your soulmate or something, like it's supposed to be or it feels good, oh damn, but it feels good. It felt good, but honestly, there's like so much. It's so heavy. Run the other way. Run the other way, because before meeting them, things feel good too, but that was great. But still, sometimes you should stay in good before you get to great, because great might lead to dwelling and heartbreak and other things. And just run in the other direction. If you're so focused on your business, don't allow yourself to get distracted. You're sharing your light with other people. You're sharing your passion. Continue to do that. And when someone comes along and it just makes sense, it just makes sense. It just aligns. It just feels right. But what feels best out of everything is sharing this with you guys. And sharing my purpose. I mean, maybe this back pain thing is my purpose. I believe that it will specifically evolve into something else, but I know that's what lights me up. This is what lights me up. Talking on the phone for over an hour lights me up. That felt amazing. And the fact that I'm making a difference to several people instead of helping someone else in a relationship, I can kind of be in a relationship with more people pursuing my business. And that feels so magnificent. Ugh. It feels so good, guys. To make a difference to several different people is quite wonderful. And with that phone call with Ronnie, we were talking about what lights him up, what his passion. He talks about dance, that he loves dancing. And I said to him, get a piece of paper and at the very top, write your goal, your ultimate goal. What is that one thing you want to do? And at the very end of that paper, right where you are today. So you have this big clear space in between the two. How do you bridge that gap? What steps do you need to take to achieve that big goal? And as you're writing this down, just very raw, pen and paper, get off your phone. Like, make this a physical thing. Like, allow your hands to slide across some paper, guys. Like, don't worry about the fingertips against a button kind of thing or the screen. Allow yourself to write this out. And there's something about writing it out. You release it as a being, your higher being. It just, you acknowledge that you want that. And it's going to happen. But the thing is, I believe to properly close the gap, you have to kind of set it and forget it. You write it all down, write your intention, and maybe put up an envelope somewhere, put it under your bed or something. And just allow it. make sure you're putting action into achieving these goals. Like, I want to get in a studio. How are you going to do that? I want to get into 10 studios. How are you going to do that? You have to do the action part after writing down this map. You don't want to see it every day and kind of remind it, because then you put a sense of a longing for it every day. Like, I want that so bad. I want it. When is it coming? When is it coming? When is it coming? Oh, why isn't it here? You don't want to attach any kind of negative, lower feelings. You want to be like, okay, it's set and it's happening. And okay, I'm doing action. So when you get one action and someone says no, it's like, okay, no means no opportunity. So keep going. Next opportunity, next studio, boom, you're in. Another studio, boom. So there's just so many more ways to take this. So just keep working towards closing that gap. So I guess you can kind of say that this is the equation. Write out where you are, where you want to be, and write the steps down. So I suppose that's your equation. But again, you have to have faith in yourself that you're going to continuously work hard as hell to put the action in to achieve your end goal. And just when you think the end goal is coming, it changes, because as humans, we always want more. So feel free to make another life map, or, you know, closing the gap timeline, whatever you want to call it. But just make sure you're putting in action and doing things for yourself, for your business, so you can release your passion, so you can share your life with other people besides your friends, besides the local people in your community. Like, through doing this, I get a lot of response from Spain. I've gotten responses from Brazil, responses from the UK. Like, it's been such a massive blessing for me to allow myself to be so raw and like open myself to you guys, so we can connect. And that's what life is about initially. And that's why we're on social media all day long anyway. It's that we're looking to connect. Social media. We're looking for that connection, to connect with people, to find things, to do things. Like, oh, you go to that coffee shop, I go there too. Oh, you get a mocha chocolate latte. Oh, I'm going to try that instead, or whatever. But you're longing for connection. So if you have people physically in front of you, put your freaking phone down and allow yourself to connect. But when you're alone and you want to connect and you're on social media, do more than just double tap. Honestly, send a message or write a comment and just say, I appreciate your feed. I appreciate you. I want to know more. But that's why we're here, guys. We're here to connect and share ourselves with everybody. So I'm so blessed to be here and to share this with you guys. If you were looking to start a YouTube channel, just go for it. Like, today, turn your phone on horizontal and just create your feed. Just create a video, even if it's 30 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever feels good for you to say behind camera. Go for it, upload it. You'll tag me, let me know. I'll totally check it out, and I'll give you any pointers, because again, I'm learning as I go, and you guys are totally capable of this. Do not get in your head and don't say that you can't do this. You have everything you need, not only physically, right? You have everything you need inside of you, and that's what you have to acknowledge and trust and have faith in yourself. Bye, guys. Peace, love, trapeze.